Hello, welcome back to codyTV. I'm Cody, as usual. I apologize in advance for the fact that you're catching me in the middle of a chemo treatment, but that's all right. Well, we're not here to talk about that tonight, are we? So, what we are here to talk about is Kung Fu Panda 4. This is my movie review for it. My daughter and I just watched it this afternoon while she was over here visiting with me. Well, if you stay caught up with Kung Fu Panda 1, 2, and 3, you pretty much know what's been going on in Po's life ever since he became the Dragon Warrior. It's had a lot of challenges. It's had a lot of adventures and misadventures. But really, the series has been pretty good. It's been really cool. And it stays really cool with this latest installment. The animation is wonderful. Just the same as they bring up, they illustrate all the environments and all the detailing, everything that they put into the characters and into the story. It's wonderfully done. Let's see. What can I tell you? In this one, in Kung Fu Panda 4, Po has been approached by Master Shifu, who tells him he needs to take the next step in his evolution. And not necessarily as the Dragon Warrior. Po gets this kind of promotion, if you will, which is to help him train to be a spiritual leader. And he also has to select and help start training the next Dragon Warrior. But he's got so much on his mind. He's up to this point, he's enjoyed being the Dragon Warrior, and he's had a really good time with it. And he's very famous. People know him in his own region, very much so. So he's having a really good time, and he doesn't seem to really want to move on. So as much as he wants to be the Dragon Warrior and stay the Dragon Warrior, he really does need to move forward, not only with himself and for himself, but also in his life and for his life, so that he can advance, so he can learn new things. And I think I just found another crumb in my beard. I've really got to shave this thing off. This is what happens when you can't shave. You can't trust your hands to hold a razor well enough. God help me. Back to the review. The movie is really so cool. I really shouldn't bring this up, but if you've all right, I'm just going to do it. I'm just going to do this one thing. If you have never heard of a completely rearranged Japanese version of Ozzy Osbourne's Crazy Train, I'm not kidding. They have this orchestral or symphonic version of Crazy Train worked into, and very sneaky. You have to really pay attention when it gets started, because one of the chase scenes in the city has Crazy Train playing in the background, but you gotta listen for it. You gotta listen for that beat, da 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 da, boom boom, da 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 da. You know how it goes. If you're an old Ozzy fan like us, you know how it goes, okay? But anyway, it is so well done, and it just fits into the soundtrack without any problem. I don't know how those guys put that together, but it's an amazing it's an amazing rearrangement, and with such a vast diversity of instruments to play it. But anyway, I'm sorry, I had to do that. I had to throw that out there for you. You know, yeah, man, I probably shouldn't have done that, but bad Cody, whack whack whack. um, let's see. A lot of Poe's old enemies are in Panda 4. Tai Lung being one of the really big ones. You know, he was one of the most dangerous enemies that Poe had. Excuse me. And he and others. I can't quite remember the names of the others. I only watched the movie this afternoon, and it's like 11 o'clock at night now. So you know, but it is such a good time. It is such a good time. There are some real twists and turns with Kung Fu Panda 4. You don't quite see all of them coming up. I mean, a couple of them you see, sure. It's right out there in the open for you. And I think I just sat in some water. I'm sitting on a sink, so it's a little bit wet here. Yeah, definitely warm. Oh boy. But it is so good. My daughter and I kept laughing, and we kept really, really enjoying the whole thing. It was just that cool. I was going to take her to the theater to see it, but after I got home from chemo yesterday, which was on a Monday, oh boy, was it a Monday. We had a full moon on Sunday. I couldn't get a wink of sleep before my appointment Monday morning. And only after I got to the oncology center that they told me, well, yeah, there was a full moon last night. Great, yeah, sure. No wonder I didn't sleep last night. I'm feeling hairier and grayer than usual, you know, so wonderful. But after I went to chemo Monday, I came home and I said, there's no way I'm going to be able to take her to the movies. And we don't get to do that very often, so it's really important for me to do that. You know, we try to spend as much time together, and we talk on the phone. I don't know, almost every night. You know, almost. You know, if she's had a late shift and I feel like, you know, I really don't need to bother her tonight, I'll skip that night and then call her the next night. But we streamed. We did the streaming thing for Kung Fu Panda 4. It's on Prime, and I rented it for her and for both of us to watch. But it was really about her because I just really wanted her to see it with me. We'd seen the other 3 movies together in the theater, like all of the other movies we'd seen together, and we saw that one too. So it was really just our own little tradition. You know, we would go, if there was a cool scene, a cool movie coming up that we both would want to see together, that's what we would do. We would go see the movie together. But this time we just did the streaming thing. You know, whether it was a great idea or not, hey, you know, it does take a little bit away from the theater experience. Absolutely, I'm not going to argue that. It does take something away from it, but as long as you're able to do the streaming service and you're able to pay for it, I rented it for $20 on Prime. And unfortunately, it's the same price on every other streaming service right now. It's all $19.99 if you're going to rent it. So it was like, yeah, well, I don't rent anything much anymore. You know, it's definitely not on a streaming service. I wouldn't know how to do that. So I, but I figured it out, you know, and did that. And we had a really great time. She had popcorn. I can't really eat popcorn as long as I'm going through this. Once in a while, I might be able to have a bag of popcorn and not get sick. But the rest of the time, no, baby. I don't think so. I don't know. It's something about popcorn that just really irritates my stomach and drives me nuts. I don't know what it is exactly. But um, back to the movie. Kung Fu Panda has a very lush soundtrack. And Poe, he's just doing his regular thing, man. You know how it goes. You get a character like Poe as the Dragon Warrior, you know there's going to be some pretty funny stories. He can't help it. He's a panda bear, you know. He's a walking Chick-fil-A. That guy loves to eat, you know. I do too, but you can't really tell it from my weight. I've had to work. I've had to work on getting some of my weight back, and I'm finally at like what 230, 235 pounds now. So, but anyway, um, he has a new enemy that really he's got to watch himself around, called the chameleon, and she's a bad mama. She's just pure evil. She uses everybody and anybody around her to get what she wants, and once she has it, and she has what she wants, and then she disposes of said parties basically, and anything she doesn't need, she gets rid of it. So she's the big bad in this movie, and she uses all these different attributes and everything that she gets from Poe's old enemies. It's okay. Hi, sorry about that. I had a small technical problem. I'm not exactly sure what happened. But anyway, I've got the charger on now, so it should be fine. Let's see. We were talking about Poe's old enemies. The chameleon was learning attributes and skills from Poe's old enemies. Tai Lung, General, what's his name? Uh, and a bunch of others I can't remember right now. It's chemo head, man. It's chemo brain. It doesn't necessarily work, okay? He does pick up an apprentice along the way before he starts going to look for the chameleon. Her name is Zhen, who's basically a red fox. A red fox? No, she's not a red fox. Master Shifu is a red fox. I, did I have that right? I don't know. It's after 11 at night. What do I know after 11 o'clock at night? A little bit more than I would hope. Yeah. Don't get my hopes up. Yeah, I know. But if you really want to have a great time watching a movie, an animated movie, I really got I really got to insist to you that you give Kung Fu Panda 4 a try, and just look, as great as it is and as comical as it can get, you don't want to go anywhere, man. You really do want to try this movie, because I promise you'll have a good time at least watching it. Um, got a lot of values, got a lot of uh, old school values, you know, with a little bit of a new century take on it. I don't know if that sounds right, but it does have a lot of traditional values and traditional family values, right versus wrong, all of this. And that's always cool when you're talking about stories of good versus evil. You know, it's always good. I've always appreciated it, you know, going all the way back. But I think that's about all I can do for this review. I was, I did do a Ghostbusters review a few weeks ago. Um, I need to reshoot that because that night I was so racked up with pain and everything. I wasn't able to keep doing that video, and I don't know if I'll even post it, but I will do another Ghostbusters video for Frozen Empire. Wow, that's a good movie. I mean, given its perspective with ghosts and busted makes me feel good. Yeah, okay, got it. I mean, Kung Fu Panda 4 is a really great movie too. But you've got to remember we're talking about two different perspectives and two different types of storytelling here. So, yeah, okay. Yeah, it's true, it's true. Um, and Kung Fu Panda 4 has Jack Black, but not Bill Murray. So, yeah, okay. Gonna be picky that way. But I will try to get Ghostbusters Frozen Empire reshot here very soon, and try to get it online and on YouTube possibly by the weekend. If not before, we shall see. Um, let's see. Is there anything else? Not at the moment. Not at the moment. But I'm also looking forward to watching Garfield, the new Garfield movie, and doing a review on that because I'm an old school Garfield fan, you know, and ranking right up there along with Peanuts and um, vampire movies. And I still got to do a video on the last voyage of the Demeter. Yeah, did I say that? I don't know, but yeah, I've got a list of movies that I really need to do reviews for, and I'm looking forward to it. So, yeah. But anyway, I am Cody. This is codyTV. Shot in a bathroom. How creepy is that, right? Yeah, I know. Creepy guy on the internet. Hey, let me tell you something, man. I'm not the only one. I'm probably the only creepy guy on the internet that's actually safe to talk to. I don't know. All right. Well, I hope everybody has a great night and a great rest of your week. I hope you enjoy the video. If you want to subscribe, you can. If you want to like, you can. I'm not going to make anybody do that. That's not really what I do, you know. But if you like the video and if you think there are other movies I should review, or maybe a series on TV, streaming that I could do a review on, hey, maybe I'll do it. You know, just leave me a message. Leave me a message or a comment in the space below. You know, I hope I'm pointing in the right direction. I'm such a beginner. Don't let me fool you, okay? Let's see. But I mostly do movies and different types of shows. You know, I like thrillers mostly, horror movies, animation, love animation. I don't do comedies very easily. It's just, I don't know. I mean, comedy has gone down the toilet a lot, in the last 10, 15 years now. I don't know, man. Somebody in Hollywood has got to start writing those stories again because I'm not real I'm not real optimistic about Hollywood anymore these days. I got to be honest with you. So, all right, like I said, got to see more movies. And this is codyTV. I'm Cody, and I'll be happy to hear from anybody that has any interest in any of the content that I'm putting out. So if you want to, great. If you don't want to, great. It's uh, I'm not begging anybody to. I'm just putting out content for you guys to consider for your entertainment as well as mine. So hey, there you go. All right, everybody, have a good night. Be safe, please. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I don't know where you live, but I know where YouTube is. I think it's down on the corner, right? Anyway, have a good night.